In order to form adjectives, unfortunately, there's a bit of a process to go through. But at the end of this process, I can show you a magic trick how to make this process very easy. Degrees of comparison is extremely important because if you can do that, you can do adjectives. Let's have a look. Trappe van vergelijking or degrees of comparison. As I said, this is extremely important in order to do adjectives. We know there are 3 steps. The positive, the comparative and the superlative. Afrikaans is stellende, vergelykende en oortreffende trap. Now, the easiest way to remember this one is whatever you do, you add S-T-E at the end of the word, no matter the spelling. There's one instance where we don't use this, but I will tell you about that. Let's have a look at some of the rules. When the word has a short vowel, like vet or fat, what we do is we double the consonant and add ER. Double the consonant, ER. And remember what I just told you? No matter the word, we write down the word for the superlative and add STE. S-T-E. There we go. Let's do another one quickly. Full means it is full. Write down the word, double the consonant, add an ER. Again, the superlative, write down the word and add STE. Can you see? The superlative of the last column, easiest one of the lot. Let's look at the double vowel. Fall or pale. When you get a double vowel, what we do is we get rid of the one double vowel, write it down, and add ER. ER. Again, superlative. Write down the word, add STE. Good. Let's do another one. Geel, yellow. Remember the rule? Write down the first vowel, get rid of the second one, and add ER. Superlative, geel, add STE. For twin vowels, the comparative, sick or he's sick, we write the word and add ER. Superlative, write down the word and add STE. Another one, lui or lazy. And I specifically put this one in to show you, even if it doesn't end on a consonant, you still add ER. Write down the word, add ER. Superlative, write down the word, add STE. Luister. The next set of rules look like the following. We have a double consonant at the end of the word. We just add ER. Hard, which is hard, add the ER. Remember the rule? For the superlative, we just add ste. Write down the word. If your word ends with lik, like oulik, oulik is cute. It's very simple. We add er. Ouliker. Superlative, add the ste. Write down the word. Add ste. When the word ends with an s, write down your word. Rats is nimble, to be nimble. Write down the word. Add er. Superlative. Now look at this. Can you see the double S? You write down the word no matter the spelling and add ste. If you have two vowels and end with an S, remember we had the double vowel? The same thing. Worse or evil. When you have a double vowel, what do? We write down the first vowel, get rid of the second one, write down the letter, and then add er. Boser. Again, look at this one. Can you see the double S? That means you write down the word and just add ste. The next set of rules. Don't get discouraged. I know this is long. And I know you're thinking, oh my word, what does this have to do with adjectives? Bear with me. Let's get through this. We are almost there. And I will give you the magic. Let's have a look. If the word ends with an F and a short vowel, luff or silly, being silly, what we do with the F, the F changes to a W. So we write the word with a W because it's a short vowel. Remember to duplicate or double your W. And what do we do then? Add ER. ER. Again, superlative, write down the word as is and add STE. If you have a twin vowel with a word ending with an F, doof means deaf. The same rule apply as with a double vowel. So, write down the first two, get rid of the one O. It's an F. We have to use the W and add ER. Dover. For the superlative, write down the word and add STE. Be careful with this one because there is a word dof. Can you see dof is the same as this one? Dof means dull. What is the rule? Write down the word, change the F to a W. It's a short vowel, double the W and add ER. Can you see those two are not the same? Be careful, look out for the double vowel or the short vowel. The moment you see the F, change it to a W. The next word is if it ends with an R. You see an R, you now have to do the next. Maar means skinny. Write down the word as is, but add der. There must be. Remember, when you add the er and the word ends with an r, we don't say maar. Remember to add the d. It must flow in your mouth. Maar der. Again, superlative. Write down the word. Add ste. I'll just do another one quickly for you with an r. Duur means expensive. Write down the word. Can you see it ends with an R? We know it gets an ER, but do not forget to add your D. Maar der. Duurder. Superlative. Write down the word again. Add ste. If the word ends with ig, aklig. Aklig is terrible or ugly. Write down the word again. What do? We add er. Superlative, write down the word. Add ste. A short vowel with a G you have to look out for. Sleg or bad. Write down the word. Can you see the G? Now we know there's going to be an ER. So let's write the ER. But instead of a D, we have to add a T. Slegter. Superlative, easy one. Write down the word. Add ste. I know you thought that was the end. But I promise, this is the last of the rules for trappe van vergelyking. Let's just go through them quickly. If your word has two vowels and ends with a G, through. Write down the word without the G. Through. Remember, we don't use the G when we do degrees of comparison. So we have to add the ER. Let's go. ER. When we get three vowels together in Afrikaans, we have to use the dots to show where we break the syllable. We pronounce it vroeër. Can you hear where the break is? Vroeër. Never three vowels together in Afrikaans without showing where the syllable changes. Again, oortreffende trap, superlative. We write down the word and add ste. Let's have a look at hoog. Can you see hoog is a double vowel? Do we use double vowel with comparative? No. So we write down the word, take out the one vowel. We don't use the G, we add ER. Again, we have to add a syllable to this word, otherwise the meaning will change. Hoer. Superlative, we add the word as is with ste. When we have a double vowel and the word ends with a D, we don't use the D. We write down the word. What do we add? ER. Kouer. Superlative. Write down the word, add ste. When the word ends with a U, and there's not a lot of those words. We write down the word. I know we're going to have to add ER, but for this one, we have to add in the W. River. Superlative, again, we just add STE. Ruste. Now here, the last two we are doing, these are the last two, are a bit different, but not that difficult. When your word ends with a DE or just an E, we do the following. Write down the word as is. Tevrede, can you see DE? Or verleer. The words are exactly the same. We do not change these words, but we add meer in front of it, more, for both of them. And the superlative, we write the word as is again. Tevrede or verleer. And in front of that, we add mees for both of them. Meer tevrede, this is more. And mees tevrede is most. These are the rules for degrees of comparison. Now I want to show you a magic trick. We've done all the rules for degrees of comparisons or trappe van vergelykings. Now, where do adjectives fit into this? Let me show you. Come closer and have a look. I've made a table for all the rules for degrees of comparison. And if you look next to it, the rules for adjectives are exactly the same. There's one thing you have to remember. For adjectives, we do not use this column. We only use the middle column, which is the comparative. That's why you needed to know all these rules. Let me show you how it works. Adjectives. Finally, adjectives. The rule for adjectives is the following. It is degrees of comparison group 2, which is the comparative, without R. Let me explain to you. Remember the rule we had when we have a double vowel plus a G, vroeg. The rule would be write the first part, leave out the G, E, R, and then we show where the syllable changes. Vroeger. The adjective would be without the R. There's your adjective. The spelling is correct as well. Let's look at an example. Pieter moet 'n baie hoog berg klim. Peter has to climb a very high mountain. Now, hoog is my adjective. It stands in front of the noun. Remember, hoog. The second one, we write hoë without the G, R. What do we do for the adjective? We take away the R. Your answer would be a hoë bergklip. It's that easy. Let me show you another one. The following example, the word ends with a D. Let's go. It will be vreemd. Write down the word. Add the ER for degrees of comparison. To get the adjective, we erase or take away the R. The answer would be vreemde. Now, what about words that you should not be able to put into degrees of comparison? I do have 3 examples here for you. The rules stay the same. Let's have a look. The word ends with an S. The rule says we add ER for group 2. What is the rule? Without the R, we take away the R, and there is your adjective. Same with this one, half. We don't get halver. We don't get half of a half, more than a half. I don't want half a glass of milk. The rule, if we have an F, we have to change it to a W and add ER. For the adjective, the rule is without the R. Ek wil nie 'n halwe glas melk hê nie. That easy. And the last one. Ek luister die heel aand musiek. I listen to music the whole evening. There's a double E. Remember, write the first one. Get rid of the second one. And add ER. For the adjective, what's the rule again? Get rid of the R. Ek luister die hele aand musiek. Yes. Remember the rule. It's group 2 for degrees of comparisons. The comparative for an adjective without the R. For adjectives, and unfortunately for most of the rules in language, we do have outliers or words that are a bit different. Let's have a look at the outliers. There's not a lot of them. For tall, a tall man, we change the NK to NG, a long man. That is my adjective. You're going to have to study this. For jonk, NK, it changes to jong. We don't change it anything else. These you have to know. See it, recognize it, and remember to change it. It's only 2. But we have goed, beter, beste. Remember, good, better, best. Hy is 'n goed mens. Hy is 'n goeie mens. We don't go beter. We use goeie mens. You have to study this. Okay? I will also give you a list now of words that we do not change when we use it as an adjective. This is the last little bit for today about adjectives. The following words do not change when you use it as an adjective. Bitter, dapper, laat, to be late, vuil, to be dirty, suur or sour, bang, when you're scared, vet or fat. Lekker, nice. Mooi, pretty. Skoon, clean. Sick, to be sick. Warm, have a nice warm day. Bietjie, a little. Arm, you have to look at the sentence. This one, arm, is when you are poor, as in money poor. But we do use arme man if he's a needy person. So money, we do not change. A poor person, as in money, we don't change the word, we keep it arm. But when we speak about a needy person, it becomes arme. Remember arm, armer, E-R, without the R. Have a look at all the words that you need to change into adjectives. Compare it to the list of degrees of comparisons that I showed you, and you will see the spelling, everything is 100% correct if you follow those rules and take away the R. Remember to like, subscribe, and watch out for my next video.